Welcome back to Math Mini Lessons. My name is Sarah Fuentes, and in today's lesson, Lesson 7, we're going to work on multiple step word problems. All right, let's look at this scenario. At the beginning of the summer, John has $150 in his bank account. He is starting a part-time job and wants to deposit $32 each week. Assuming John does not make any withdrawals, write an expression that represents John's account balance after W weeks. If John's balance is $374, how many weeks has he worked? So there's two things happening in this problem. I could already see in my mind it's one of those state questions where the first part they're asking has space to work, and then there's a second question with more space to work. But the first part wants to know what equation represents the original scenario. Well, in this case, really an expression. I am going to write it as an equation. You're going to see it in a second. And secondly, how many weeks did John save if his account balance is $374? Right, so that's the first thing. And here are our facts. We know he starts with $150. That's his initial balance. And then we know that every single week he puts $32 in his account. So he's very disciplined. He doesn't take any money out. And in the second half of the problem, his balance is $374 after W weeks, and we're going to try and figure out how many weeks he had to work to make that much money. So here's my plan with the first part. We're going to figure out the balance is equal to his initial balance plus the $32 he saves each week. And we don't know how many weeks. That's going to be a variable because we can use this equation if he works and saves for 7 weeks, for 20 weeks, for 1,000 weeks. And so we're going to keep W there. And I'm really stating this is what's going to tell us our balance. So that's why I look at it as an equation, not just an expression. And then to figure out, well, how many weeks does he have to work to have $374? Well, we're just going to substitute into that original equation. And we're going to put the balance as 374 and then solve for W. So hit pause for a sec, jot this down in your notes, and then we're going to jump right into that model. All right, let's start with the very first part, that first equation, the original. We know that his balance B, I'm going to use balance B is equal to his initial. He started with $150, and then every single week he puts $32 in. So there I have it. B is equal to 150 plus 32W. And I'm going to also give more information where B is his balance and W is weeks. Again, trying to be super clear and transparent, leave all my thinking on the page. It makes more sense to just take 10 seconds to be super clear than to rush and leave it to chance and assume that everyone understands what we mean. And for the second part, what if our balance is 374? So we're going to substitute 374 for B into our original equation. And now we're going to solve for W. So first we're going to, again, cancel out our constants by subtracting 150 on both sides. That leaves us with 224 is equal to 32 weeks, 32 times W weeks. And then we're going to divide both sides by 32. You can pick up your calculators, do 224 divided by 32, and you will get 7 is equal to W. So let's write that as a full sentence. It would take 7 weeks to save, what was the original amount? $374 in his account. Again, nice, super clear, and then you can take just 2 minutes to do a check. Again, just using your calculators. You're just going to take your original B equals 150 plus 32W. We're going to substitute all our numbers. 374 is equal to 150 plus 32 times 7. Literally just take 5 seconds to do 32 times 7. You're going to get 224. And then just add it up. 150 plus 224 does give you 374. So again, this is about being a type of math student who just puts in that little extra effort. Those little practices, those little habits of being consistent and persistent with just checking our work will add up to overall success. So just take the 5-10 seconds to double check your work. It is worth it. You are probably going to find that every 1 out of 10 times you find a small error, and that error is going to make a difference on your overall grade, and it will also make you a better math performer because it shows that you are more careful with your work. And with that said, we're going to hit pause, jot this down into your notes, making sure that all our thinking is really clear, because that is what great math students do. They are clear, concise, and they follow through on their habits. I will see you in the next video, Math Marvels. Take care.